And here we are.
You sounded like you were going through puberty.
Here we are. Here we are.
So,
oh, Lord.
this is our Ren trying to make sense of Charles going after these girls theory.
Okay. And this, in no way, shape, or form, has been written down. It is off the top of our heads, discussed tonight. As you can see, we're in
It might not even make any sense. You guys might come back and be like, well, that can't be possible, because we didn't really put too much thought into it. So.
But then again, if Ezra that turns out to be Charles, neither did the writers of the show.
No.
But, that being aside,
let's discuss Charles's possible motives. What did it say?
It was Babe saying, don't be out too late tonight because you have to be up early tomorrow, groceries and such.
Remind me, sunscreen and beer. He's going to a race.
Sunscreen and beer.
And your cigars, because you don't want to forget those. Okay, so.
That's so stupid.
Anyway. Here we go. Is it possible? We've learned that Charles and Bethany... Are you kidding me?
I'm going to jump through the phone and start punching Jeremy in the face. What about his hoagie?
I don't know.
Whatever. Okay.
Something about a hoagie. I didn't buy you a hoagie, Jeremy. I didn't get you a hoagie. You never asked me to.
He said something about the blue stuff for his hoagie?
A blue cooler for his hoagie. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So.
He's no hoagie, no cooler. Ha!
Anyway.
You were supposed to get him a hoagie.
Here we go. No, I was not. Never told that. Here we go. So. We've learned that Bethany and Charles both escaped from Radley that night that Allison supposedly disappeared.
That would be 9/1/2009.
So, is it safe to assume that Bethany and Charles were in fact close? Do they both shut the fuck up ever?
No.
Your phone's going off, my phone's going off. Your phone's going off, my phone's going off. Okay. So, is it safe to assume that Bethany and Charles were close? They planned an escape together. Whatever. Is it possible that Ren, I keep saying Ren because that's Charles to me. Is it possible that Charles was the one who hit Allison over the head that night? And when he hit Allison over the head, Mrs. D buried Allison, and he was there. She was talking to somebody. Whoever hit her over the head, she was talking to, saying, "Look what you've done! Oh my God!"
Meanwhile, inside the house, when she's getting hit over the head.
Yeah, whatever. So, is it safe to assume that whoever hit her over the head helped bury her? They would kind of, I don't know. If that was me and I hit somebody over the head and helped somebody bury them, I would kind of think that they were dead. Just saying. There was no reason for Charles, if he had been the one who hit her over the head, there would be no reason for Charles to believe that Allison was alive. Unless, let's go sometime down the road, he finds out that Allison's alive. Well, Allison's alive. The wheels start spinning in his head. Allison's alive. Well, whose body did they find? Is it possible that him and Bethany got separated that night, whatever, she disappeared, and he never really knew what happened to her, but then come to find out that the person that's actually buried in the grave was Bethany? Could that would be around the same time that he took over for Mona. He took over, he stole the game. Could the reason that he stole the game from Mona be because he found out that Bethany was, in fact, the one that was in the grave? This is his reasoning. Now, does he believe that the girls had something to do with it? Maybe. That's why he's going after them, possibly. Did the girls have something to do with it? Possibly. I just feel like the timing was very weird. You have the season finale of season 2. Maya gets kidnapped. She knew something. Did she know that Allison was alive? And then we go into...
Supposedly killed in the season finale of season 2.
Supposedly killed in the season finale.
We come back in 3-1. It happened that night. And it's basically... I mean, you guys have seen it. We don't need to explain. A replay of 1-1. Down to Arya staring at herself in the mirror, as usual. And the girls wake up. Arya gets up. The stuffed pig behind her. And says... Is it her that said it? I don't want to sound like a jackass.
Says what?
That Emily is gone. Or was that Spencer again?
Yeah, whatever. Arya's the first to wake up. Spencer comes back in. She doesn't know where the hell Emily is. But Emily is gone, digging up a grave. Is it possible that those were per orders of Charles? We're going to dig up this grave. We're going to find out who the hell was buried in this grave. And boom, he finds out it's Bethany in 3-1.
If that's the case, then Jenna, who was driving the blue Mustang that night, would know Charles. As would fucking Holden. Wasn't he there?
No, he saw her at the diner.
I keep thinking he was in the friggin' car, forgive me. But somebody else was in that car.
Wasn't it Lucas? I don't remember. But Redcoat was there. So, was Redcoat taking orders from Charles, taking Emily to this grave, to dig this grave up? They're going to find out who it is. Boom, they find out it was actually Bethany that was buried. And then, this is when he takes over. He's pissed off. Who killed his friend? Who killed Bethany, friend, bitch, girlfriend? I don't know what the hell they were. But, is it possible that that is his reasoning for all this? Because why? Nothing really other than Bethany being the one in the grave as opposed to Allison. That's the only thing that's changed since season 1.
Exactly.
Like, had he had some kind of vendetta against these girls for Allison's reason, of like, oh, whatever, you know, you guys, whether it was, oh, you stole Allison from me, or whatever the case may be. Well, that would have been going on since season 1. He would have always had a reason to go after these girls. But it just seems like it started in season 3. That's when the body was dug up, and he possibly could have found out it was Bethany, and that's when his personal vendetta against these girls started. Because that's the only thing that's changed. Other than that, he would have had reasoning, the same reasoning that he would have had then, he would have had in season 1, if it was anything else.
It doesn't make any sense, because he didn't know the girls. They weren't friends with Allison back when he was tucking her into the bathtub at night. Like, seriously, though.
Is it true?
Like, at that moment in time, they were still in diapers. Therefore, what in the hell would they possibly do that would cause him to be torturing them for this many years other than this?
That's the only thing that's really changed between the seasons, is the fact that Allison was in fact alive and Bethany was dead. So that...
And yes, we know that we did not find out that it was Bethany Young's body until 5:05.
We didn't find out.
We are aware of this. But
why dig up the grave? Why was that was always a question of ours. Why was that grave dug up? There had to have been a reason. So, was that when Charles found out that Bethany was in fact buried there? Because other than that, legit, nothing makes sense. Because anything else that he would be going after these girls for, he would have been going after them since the beginning. If he had a reason. But he didn't. So, the only thing that's making us think that he has a reason to do anything is the whole Bethany thing. That's it.
Is this a replay of the video from 2 years ago? Why is my eye closed? That's so embarrassing. We find out about Toby's past.
We found out about Charles's past. But I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. It has to have something to do with Bethany, because that's the only thing that's changed from season 1 to the time that Charles took over, was the fact that a body was dug up, and then we found out later that Bethany was in fact in it. I believe that he found out way before we did that Bethany was the one, because he would have no reason to think it wasn't Allison in that grave unless he's seen her or heard that she was alive, whatever. You know what I mean? He's the one that buried her. If he's the one that buried her, if I buried somebody, I would kind of think that they were dead.
One would assume.
One would assume. So, let us know what you guys think. That's it. That's our, like, what would that be? Charles' motives, maybe?
Possible.
Charles's possible motives. So,
3rd video tonight.
I know.
Whoa.
And we made one last night. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, let us know what you guys think.